It was a quiet night on the outskirts of the town of Etosha, Namibia. The moon hung low in the sky, and a gentle wind blew across the red dusty landscape. A few adobe houses glowed with a faint yellow light. And then, the unexpected happened. Around 2 a.m., an elderly farmer, Mr. Moses, was awakened by a strange sound.
A dit Prairie, the clanging of metal.
When he rushed out into the yard, what he saw stunned him. A huge African elephant standing in the middle of the village road, confused, tired, and clearly lost. The elephant was nearly 3.5 meters tall, with long curved white tusks. Its eyes were red. Its back was covered in dirt, scratches, and obvious signs of dehydration. It was not aggressive, but it was not peaceful either. Every noise from a car, a barking dog, or a flash of headlights startled it. People panicked. Some live-streamed it on social media. Some ran away. Some just hid in their homes and prayed. A child exclaimed, "Why did it come here? Elephants live in the forest." No one could answer. But one thing was clear. It needed to be saved, before it became dangerous or was mistakenly killed out of fear. Namibian conservation and rangers were called in. The team was led by Captain Amos, who had worked with wild elephants in the Kavango region for 17 years. Amos had deep-set eyes and a large build, but his gaze was always gentle when talking about animals. At 5 a.m., he and his team arrived at the scene. The scene before them made him ponder. It's not crazy. It's confused. We have to handle it wisely, not provoke it. Based on footprints, fecal analysis and markings on the elephant's body, they determined. This elephant was a lone male, about 35 to 40 years old. It had strayed from Etosha National Park, nearly 80 kilometers away. It could have been separated from its herd due to poaching, internal fighting, or disorientation due to the loss of the ecological corridor. Why would an elephant travel so far? Captain Amos speculates. It probably used to live near the Angolan border. But illegal mining, deforestation and drought are pushing wildlife out of their natural habitat. A quick investigation by Wildlife Watch Africa found at least 7 elephants have been killed by primitive snares in the past 3 months. The stretch of forest between Etosha and Etosha, once a migration corridor, is now less than 12% full. This elephant could be the last survivor of a disintegrated herd.
The first challenge.
How to move an animal weighing more than 6 tons in a residential area without causing harm. Using a helicopter or anesthetic could cause a heart attack. The team decided to carry out a plan to lure nature with familiar foods, ripe mangoes, popcorn kernels, and clean water, things elephants eat in the wild. Amos chose a group of 4 people to walk with the elephants. Each person brought a walkie-talkie, a red flag, and a loudspeaker with pre-recorded elephant calls. The parade started at 10 p.m., when the streets were quietest. 4 days passed. Each day, the elephant traveled about 6 to 10 kilometers. Each stop was to drink water, rest, or avoid the sun. Residents along the way, instead of chasing it away, gradually turned to admiration and curiosity. Children drew pictures of elephants. Adults brought water to the road to support the rescue team. An old teacher said emotionally, "I have never seen an animal walk through the village with such calmness. It does not want to fight. It is just looking for its way home." At a rest stop near the Kunena border, Amos received an urgent message. 3 other elephants had been killed after straying into palm plantations. A calf had been separated from its mother. Amos said nothing. He simply walked up to the elephant, touched its leg, which had a small wound from the wire, and whispered something. Someone heard him say, "You're alive. It's a miracle." Day 5. The group reached the border of Etosha, where the safe areas had been marked off. Here, a loud call came from the jungle. The elephants were answering. The elephant stopped. It raised its head, stretched its trunk. After a while, it roared, no longer in fear, but in response. 2 hours later, 3 more elephants emerged from the jungle, one of them a female with a broken tusk, most likely an old herd mate. They approached slowly, touched trunks, sniffed each other, and stood in a circle.
No growls. No warnings.
Just recognition after months of separation. Captain Amos watched the herd disappear into the dust. A young volunteer asked, "Will it get lost again?" Amos shook his head. "Not if we protect its path. Ecological corridors, drinking water, trees, That's how to keep elephants safe. 3 months later, a nature education center was opened in Outjo, where the journey began. The elephant was named Ushona, which means returner in the Ovambo language. Hundreds of students came to learn about ecology, animals, and peaceful human-animal coexistence. A quote is engraved on a stone tablet in the schoolyard. When an elephant passes through a city, it leaves not only footprints, it also leaves questions of responsibility.